sleeping alone, so tired of eating alone. I need to ask her, what's going on? Are we going strong? She felt like resting her head.
Thank you very much. To put it mildly, I was startled when Jerry called me to say that I've been chosen to receive your First Amendment Award, Service Award, given to a professional who works off the air behind the scenes. I've been trying to figure out how someone who wasn't much noticed during his career could be remembered in this meaningful way after it. So however that happened, I'm grateful to the board members of the RTDNF, and of course to the people at the NBC News Channel, despite that video, and to the folks in the other newsrooms where I worked along the way. The First Amendment, the freedom of religion, speech, and the press, the right of peaceful assembly, the right to petition the government for redress of grievances, each one so important. And James Madison handled all that in less than 50 words. It's astonishing. If they had television news in 1791, old James could have covered the entire First Amendment in a package and a live tag and still given the producer back 10 seconds to add to the weather. My favorite part of the First Amendment is freedom of the press. And you're my favorite part of that freedom, particularly those of you who still labor in the fast disappearing world of objective, fact-based journalism. To me, you are the best part of the best amendment to the best Constitution in the world. I worked in broadcast news for 44 years. I loved it, especially the feeling that I was making a contribution to society. I was doing something important. I was lucky enough to live freedom of the press from the inside. I retired in 2017, and I left your world behind. Simply put, I heard a new call. In my new life, I spend much of my time in Charlotte trying to assist those who need assistance. I volunteer, I advise, and I contribute across a wide and deep cross-section of our community. It's become my new job. And now I see freedom of the press from a new perspective. It's only now I fully realize its importance. The people I see every day in my new job rely on you. You reach across the poor and the rich, the uneducated, the educated, those who need help, and those who give it. You provide the facts and the context to help them make the important decisions in their public and their private lives. I'm able to see freedom of the press translated from a wonderful concept into action by the people. I move quietly around my new world. Very few people at my new job know what I did in my old one. I hear a lot. You come up often in the conversation, and when I do hear these kinds of conversations, I'm able to listen to unvarnished opinion. I didn't set out to do this, but somehow I become a spy for freedom of the press. Behind the scenes, once again. As a spy, I hear some things that worry me. I always tell myself that I'll be sure to mention these things to you if our paths cross, but of course it was easy to tell myself that when I thought I would never actually see you again. First, lots of people, including some you wouldn't guess, lots of people don't understand freedom of the press. They don't get the most important part, that it's their right to have a free press, essentially their right to know, not some special right that belongs only to those of you who work in the press. Next, bluntly put, there are quite a few people who don't believe in freedom of the press. If it came up for ratification this fall, they would vote against it. For these people, it basically comes down to this. If you report something that contradicts their view of the world, then you must be biased. They'll just go over and watch a channel that tells them only what they want to hear. Opinion presented as a truth. Further, some of those I hear in my world seem to feel that freedom of the press is not providing the right results because you don't get to their issues, to their lives. They have a wider definition of news than you do. And for clarity, I'm listening to people who want serious reporting on serious issues, not lifestyle stuff. They would tell you that they're normal people who live and work in the middle, not the extremes. And they would like you to report about the middle more often. Remember, I think those of you who report news based on fact and context are the best part of the First Amendment. My smart, sweet, beautiful granddaughter, Ruby, turned 10 years old 1 week ago today. I don't want her to grow up in an American society in which you have lost importance because the people don't quite understand your importance. So, as a citizen active right now in the community, and as an old grandpa who wants the best for my granddaughter's generation, there's something I want you to do. I want you to go back to your newsroom and to your ownership and make a priority of promoting, defending, and explaining the right of your viewers to a free press. There are practical ways to do this. You can start by blending the right to know into your promotion. You are good at promotion. Work freedom of the press into your campaigns by using your talent and making viewers into talent. Use their voices. These could be powerful spots. Your social media and digital platforms also present great opportunities to start conversations on the people's right to know. And I wish you would recognize the broader media world in which you live. Accept the fact that you are under constant attack from politicians, extremists, and special interests who have much to fear from accurate reporting. They pound away at you. So I want you to defend yourselves by explaining yourselves. It's no longer good enough to say our story speaks for itself. It is not enough to say we stand by our story. Tell your viewers why you did that story. Tell them how you did it. Lift the veil. Invite them in. In today's world, you have to make a connection between what you do and your viewers' right to know. Surround your reporting with explanation. I don't want you to do a special project. I want you to celebrate the importance of freedom of the press and your newsroom's role in it. Out loud, all the time, every year. I know that some of you are thinking, well, we do this. And some of you do some of it, some of the time. But these are hard times, as the senator said. I want you to do it. I want all of you to do it, all of the time. I know you're stressed out, and I mean you individually. You face an extremely challenging news year, and you and I both know you're not going to get the time off that they owe you. And what little time you get will be spoiled by email and your cell phone. I'm afraid you're not going to make it. You're going to need something that you can do in just a couple of hours to lift your spirits, renew yourself, give yourself some hope. Fortunately, I have just the thing. It's fast, free, easy, and it happens at least 3 times a month where you live, and probably more than that. I want you to go to a naturalization oath ceremony where immigrants swear their allegiance to the United States and become our newest citizens. There, you'll be among good people who see greatness in the United States at a time when some of us who were born here are acting as if we have our doubts. So here I am with Maria. She took her oath last September in Charlotte, along with 83 other immigrants from 48 countries, as I recall. She became a citizen on her 77th birthday. I was her tutor in a program that helps lawful permanent residents prepare for their citizenship interview, which is basically a test of civics, history, and English. It's possible that we spent a little extra time on freedom of the press. Yes, there appears to be a halo over her head. I didn't Photoshop that because I don't know how. But in her case, it's appropriate. I laugh at myself because I knew it would be one of the best days of Maria's life. I didn't know it would be one of the best days of mine. At a time we cannot find inspiration in our leadership, we can find it in we the people, including those who have just joined the people. Go on down there. It'll do you good, I promise. The First Amendment Service Award is the only award I've ever received. Somehow I find it appropriate to receive it a few blocks from George Washington Hospital, where I was born, and in front of my son Hugh, of whom I'm so proud, and his partner Lynn, parents of the aforementioned Ruby. My sister Margaret and her husband Dave are here, and I appreciate their traveling to join me. At my current pace, if I can keep it up, it appears I get an award every 71 years. So I'll be due again when I'm 142. But in case I'm not around then, I best say a final farewell to you tonight. I'm leaving your world once again. I doubt our paths will cross. I'm taking the train back to my life in Charlotte tomorrow morning. However, I'll be watching you, and I'll be depending on you and freedom of the press, as is everyone else in this country. Thanks.
Bob, I'm not sure how this is your first award ever. Our next award this evening is the First Amendment Clarity Award. This award recognizes a journalist or group of journalists who go to extraordinary lengths to provide meaning and context to complicated news stories or issues of extreme public importance. As Bureau Chief of Noticias Telemundo, Lori Montenegro has the knowledge and experience to lead Washington, D.C.'s Spanish-language news coverage. She is known for producing the highest quality journalism with rigor, balance, and relevance. Lori has been the ideal person to lead the A-team in Spanish-language television, covering the eventful time period leading up to the 2020 elections. Noticias Telemundo's mission is to elevate the community through accurate news gathering and give voice to the concerns, opinions, and achievements of millions of Latinos. With Lori Montenegro at the helm, Telemundo's influential and experienced journalists are at the forefront of delivering the news with both local and global perspectives. Please direct your attention once again to the screens for an inside look at Lori Montenegro's contributions to the First Amendment.
Durante los últimos 30 años, desde ahora hasta esa fecha, Medidas Migratorias no quiso opinar. Su mensaje